Chanjaya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Vanchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Dandavat Pranam devotees, and good morning. Hopefully everyone doing the principle of Yukta Vairagya, not Yukta Vairagya, but just Yukta, took advantage to utilize these holidays, however anybody celebrates it according to any nomenclature they use, to find some ability to enhance bhakti for ourselves and others. So I've mentioned before, and on my Sunday class, I think I brought it up a little bit recently, that everything in our purview should be utilized somehow for the service of Hari Guru and Vaishnavas. So if there's any opportunity that's presented by the secular social dynamic, then we'll take that thing and we will make it yukta with the principle of bhakti. Right? We'll take advantage to have association, have harikatha, just also enhance devotee relationships, because sometimes it's not always a directly philosophical association, but it's an association, for instance, bhuktai bhojayate chaiva, just to honor prasad with devotees, is also one of the lakshan of Vaishnav Maitri, Vaishnav friendship and priti. Right? Srila Rupa Goswami Pad has written that tadati pratagrinati guyam akyati prichati bhukte bhojayate chaiva sadvidam priti lakshanam. That within the exchanges that devotees have, the ability to exchange gifts, also to exchange confidences, and to honor prasad, both as bhojan, meaning eating and so forth, but also as harikatha, etc., etc., is always something that increases the priti, the exchange of love between devotees. So anytime we can take advantage of any time to do that, that thing can become yukta with bhakti and it becomes favorable. A lot of the questions and answers that I was receiving over the last couple of weeks, in fact, I have answered back a lot of them personally, some because it's something that was previously discussed and I didn't feel there was a need to do another question and answer session on a question that's already been done, and partly because they were either short answers that didn't require a lot of explanation. In some cases, they were personal answers to someone's particular unfoldment. And some things were just discussions which weren't really relevant to a broader audience per se. So those questions I dealt with. There was a question that came in recently. I thought, even though I know at some point in the past I've kind of dealt with this, but there was a nuance to the question and I thought it would be worthy to discuss it a little bit. So a devotee wrote and asked that is it not a principle of did he say about Goswamis or did he name somebody particular? Anyway, he said, isn't it a principle about Goswamis that one should not accept many disciples? And well, certainly he's writing that in scripture it's mentioned one should not accept many disciples. And why is it then that we see even in personalities like Al Srila Prabhupada, he mentions my Gurudev, among others, and he says now also many in all institutions accept many, many disciples. I thought to answer him back personally, but I thought there may be some relevance to others also hearing some explanation regarding that. So the principle of Guru is actually akhanda. And this principle of Akhanda Guru Tattva is present in God himself. So, of course, in Baladev Tattva, who is the personification of the Vaibhav of Sri Krishna as Savior Bhagavan, means the mood, the attitude, and the substance of service to Bhagavan, right? Then also in the manifestation of Balaram is Lord Nityananda, right? The principle of Akhanda Guru Tattva is present there. So really the principle of Guru is Akhanda, and the potency in that Akhanda Guru Tattva cannot accommodate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 million, but billion, zillion disciples. The principle of Akhanda Guru Tattva. You understand? Because it's unlimited. Where that principle of Akhanda Guru Tattva takes prasana in an individual empowered person, which is called Vyasti Guru, some consideration has to be given to capacity of that individual then to accommodate so many disciples. And this is where the writing in Sastra comes in of the warning not to accept too many disciples. How many disciples Nityananda Prabhu can have? Is one thing. How many disciples, those who are the direct full embodiment of Nityananda Shakti can have? That's one thing. We generally refer to like saying Pati Bhaktas. And generally you'll see this happens under special conditions. Like in the case of Srila Prabhupada, where he's actually fulfilling the prophecy of Mahaprabhu, Prithviya Cheyata Nagaradigram, Savatra Pracha Hoebe Moranam. That how Harinam, along with all Harinam conceptions, everything will spread everywhere in the world, it requires that people will come in the line of the Parampara. So Srila Prabhupada created thousands of disciples under the auspices of the power of Nityananda Prabhu. And he had full capacity to manifest that. There's one prayer written about Srila Prabhupada. Guru Avagya Sirasi Dharani Shaktavesha Swarupine. The Srila Prabhupada taking the order of Parampara coming from his own Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, taking that order on his head, Shaktavesha Swarupine. He was able to completely encapsulate the Shakti of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. You understand? So how many disciples he can take under that condition? Unlimited. My Guru Pada Padma, same thing. Right? Under the empowerment of fulfilling that prophecy of Mahaprabhu. Because Srila Prabhupada had given everything regarding Bhakti, Bhakti Tattva, everything was given. But to make that revelation crystallize clearly, especially the Sajja of Bhakti, especially the moods in Raganuga Bhakti, which Srila Prabhupada wrote about and which he gave, but which were kind of not fully revealed, that commission and mission personified in my Guru Pada Padma. Right? I've heard many people speak, high class of realized souls, that the mission of Mahaprabhu's desire to see Harinam, meaning Harinam means Harinam in all of its conceptions. It doesn't mean just the chanting of Hare Krishna. Because George Harrison did amazing work just to have people saying Hare Krishna in the form of following a record. So that's not what's being talked about here. What's being spoken about here is all of the conceptions of Bhakti which are revealed by Harinam. So that's what Srila Prabhupada came to spread. If he just came to spread the singing or chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, there would have been no need to also translate so many books and all these things. Right? Because there would be nothing else but this singing or chanting of Hare Krishna. But he wanted us to know that in that chanting of Hare Krishna, Nam Namakari Bhagwan Nidva Sarva Shakti, that all Bhakti Shakti is imbued in that Harinam, and wanted us to have understanding and revelation of that. That was different kind of mission. And so our Srila Guru Pada Padma, Nityalila Pravishna Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, sometimes it was seen as the second installment in the fulfillment of that mission. Right? And there are many indications you could go through for that, but that's not my subject matter here. But the principle of Akhanda Guru Tattva was by the ability they have, having the full capacity of pure realization, they could accommodate that, and therefore, in order to carry out that mission, they could demonstrate that sort of magnitude of mercy in helping so many souls. Now, also, it will be there in the capacity of anyone who's doing service to our Guru Parampara, that they may bring people into Parampara, right? Because nobody has, I'm Guru, he's disciple. This idea here really is, it's spoken in common parlance, but the mood, the genuine mood here, Ami Sishatava Tokyo Savara, Guru Abhimanataji, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur prayed, oh, let me always see myself only as a Sishya of my Gurudev. And may Guru Abhiman stay far, far away from me. You understand? So this is the actual mood. So actually those who are genuinely making relationship with someone in whose faith they are the repository. In other words, the relationship between Sri Guru and disciple is one where there's been a depositing of faith. So a person deposits faith based on the Harikatha they hear, the association they have, etc. in someone. That person accepts in the line of service that person as their own bosom friend. And they think, oh, together we will grow and we will obtain our sadhya. And what facility I have in my patra, means in my heart, having come from Guru Parampara, I will openly share all of that with you, and together we will grow. This is the actual mood. This is why Srila Rupa Goswami Pad is written, Guru Parasraya Tata Diksha Shikshari Then Vishram Bena Guru Seva. Without Vishram Bena Seva means, Vishramba means without this mood of bosom loving affection, right? Actually no Guru-disciple relationship is there. So Guru-disciple relationship is not simply either ritualistically speaking the name and perhaps Diksha mantras to so many different people and now they're considered, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine. No. It is a relationship, a deep loving relationship, where that person has taken the essential currency that they have, which is faith, and I'm going to deposit that faith here. And in depositing that faith here, of course, I don't want to make any comparison to mundane banking institutions because we can't rely on. But the person thinks, I'm going to deposit my faith here. And in depositing my faith here, the receptacle of that depositing of faith thinks, oh, I have this valuable gem, which is the jiva's currency to obtain love of God. Oh, holding this currency, I'm also making a continual investment in Parampara to the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu Shri Hare Krishna Yugu. If you steal one farthing, one penny of that faith for yourself, it will contaminate you. It will become Guru Abhiman, and therefore it will lead to all kinds of tragic results. You understand? So you are having a relationship of love. Now, if your capacity is not very great in that regard, then if you cannot in earnest give deep loving mood and deep adar, means respect and adoration for those persons who are depositing faith with you, you should certainly only take relationships in that regard to your capacity. You understand? Now, can your capacity increase? Certainly. But one should only take to their capacity. It means whom you can genuinely help by a deep relationship inclusive of Vishramba. Because that's Rupa Goswami's tattva on Guru and approaching Guru. Guru Padasraya, also Diksha, Shiksha, and Vishramba Seva. If you cannot provide that for every single person whom you bring into the fold, who are depositing their currency with you, then you should not do it. Much in the same way, you should not, I'm giving a mundane example here, that any financial institution which cannot match the deposits that people are making, right? They don't have the ability to match those deposits, then that's a fraudulent thing. Of course, you see it in news and everything now. It always happens, but that's a fraudulent thing. To take on deposits that you don't have the ability to genuinely deal with if a call for those deposits comes about. Like people say, okay, I want my money, and you really don't have it. You understand? So like that, if people are depositing faith and you don't have ability to reciprocate with them, right? Because you've taken so many people that you don't even know their names, that you don't really know, you don't have ability to, in a special way, give relationship with them, then that becomes problematic, and it could have consequences in the nature of the guru-disciple relationship. So, in answering the question in a short way, it will depend on capacity of that person. And if anyone is being genuine and being honest, then only they should think, how many deep relationships can I have? Not how many disciples I can have. How many deep relationships can I have? Because that's what's happening. And then also, in those deep relationships, a familial element gets established. I don't know why, but somebody keeps calling, and I keep rejecting the call, and they do it again. Please give me 1 second. Good morning. Hey, Radhe G, I'm just in the middle of a class. Let me call you back. Okay, so at least it was a devotee. So let me make sure everything is still set right. At least it was a devotee, so that because it's annoying otherwise. So anyway, once you consider how many deep relationships I can have and how much can I accommodate the deposit of faith without transgressing the purity of being able to take that faith in full deposit at the lotus feet of our Guru Parapadma, Guru Parampara, Shishi Gora Hari, Shishi Radha Krishna Yugu. If it starts to exceed your capacity and it starts to become simply numeric, or it starts to become ecclesiastical in nature, or it starts to become social in nature, it starts to violate Bhakti Sandarbha that Jiva Goswami has mentioned, and Srila Prabhupada quotes it in the Adi Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita, text 135, chapter 1, text 35. In that purport, he quotes Bhakti Sandarbha of Jiva Goswami. One should not accept initiation based on hereditary, customary, social, or ecclesiastical considerations, because this corruption in faith and the corruption of the Guru and bosom friend relationship may be compromised in that way. You understand? Also, if Shri Guru doesn't have capacity, so that's kind of an oxymoron, because you can't say Shri Guru and then say it doesn't have capacity. But those who may be performing that function, because remember, Guru may be coming from different plateaus. Someone may be actually Nitya Parikar Bhagavan descend to this world. This is optimal. If any Nitya associate of Bhagavan descends to this world and accepts the role of Guru Acharya, oh, this is highest class of attainment in Sadhu Sangha and accepting Guru. Other than that, if someone is Sastriyukti Sunipunya Jurishwara Yandra Uttamarikari say Taraye Sangsara, they themselves are fixed in the path of bhakti, they have some realization of Sastra Yukti, and therefore their faith in the process is dridha, it's fixed. Taraye Sangsara means they can also help others traverse the path of samsara. Now, in that regard, then you really will have to be careful, because how much weight of others' faith can you put on the boat to traverse the ocean of material existence? You're trying to traverse yourself. You're looking for your city yourself. How much weight can you carry? Then there's others who will say, well, therefore, I will not accept anyone. I will not create relationship with anyone. But then that speaks to if your Guru Parapadma has given something in your patra, in your heart, right? And I will think only in my own self-interest. No, I'm not taking care to help anyone else. Then how can we in earnest say that we're doing preaching, so forth, so on? Because the idea, preaching will inspire faith. And this is what you want. You want faith to be inspired in bhakti. So when that faith is inspired, and then you say, no, I'm not taking deposits of faith. I'll go here, go there. There's something not so compassionate about that. Now, if you say, oh, yeah, I just have no capacity whatsoever, then the question will rise, but wait, if you had the capacity to inspire the faith, but you have no capacity to accept the deposit of the faith, therefore there may be some artificiality in your giving inspiration, right? Just like if someone inspires someone for a diamond, but they're giving zirconium. I don't know if that's what it's actually called, but they're giving some artificial stone. Then this is outright cheating, and it will not be helpful to the person or to those they're preaching to, right? So there should simply be simplicity, honesty, and truthfulness about what it is you have. And if you do that, then there is subsidy also. That subsidy is from Guru Parampara and from Akhanda Guru Tattva Shri Nityananda Prabhu. You understand? So my point here being, and answering to Prabhuji's question, that there should be some consideration mostly based in both from those who are accepting initiation, and if anyone has inspiration to serve the Parampara by accepting the deposits of faith of someone, what you can take genuinely as actual relationships according to Rupa Goswami's definition up to the point of Vishwambhena Guru Seva. If you can accommodate deep relationships in which you can bear your heart, they can bear their heart, you can remove all doubts, etc., etc., that's the degree to what you should consider. Right? Somebody like Al Srila Prabhupada, to make the distinction, Al Srila Prabhupada, Al Srila Gurudev, and many of the high class of pure Vaishnavas, especially those who are Nitya Parikas who descend to this plane, right? Their capacity is not like most people's, right? Not to mention, besides the fact their capacity by realization is unlimited, their capacity by empowerment of Akhanda Guru Tattva is also unlimited. Understand? Therefore, Srila Prabhupada could take on tens of thousands of disciples, you understand? And nourish all of their faith. Understand? All right, so hopefully this was a little bit helpful. My Dandavat Pranam, Sadhana Siddha Prabhu. I saw that you came on. I'm very happy. Also, my Dandavats to all devotees who have come on. Lalit Prabhu, I saw there was one question there, but it somehow or another disappeared from my screen. Oh, let me see, I backed up. Lalit Krishnadas, what is the duty of Babaji's? I'm not sure what the what the nature of the question is. What is the duty of Babaji's? I'm not, Prabhuji, I'm not sure. You could write to me personally. You could inbox, and we could, because I'm not really sure the context of the question. Who you're referring as Babaji's. If you're meaning those who are in like the traditional pariwars who like that, then you could write to me personally and we could have some discussion. But I'm not sure the nature of the question. I hope you're doing well also. I hope everything is going well with you. Let me see. Any other question was there on this thing here? No. All right, devotees, my Dandavat Pranam. Jai Ho Glory to Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, Rupanuga Guru Varga, Sri Sachinandan Gaur Hari. Jai Nitya Vanchakalpaturvisha Kripa Shindavayacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Dhanavad devotees, Radhe Radhe.